alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Our main event should be a good one tonight.
You got this one. You know what
and we are underway for this scheduled 12-rounder.
Put your hands up.
Teddy, talk to me about this matchup from a defensive side of the game when you have two speedy fighters matching up.
You know what?
Prince is banged by a left hand. Good job protecting himself. Oh, look at that. He's hurt. But hey, I give him credit. He's smart enough to know what to do now.
Yeah, the referee needs a crowbar to separate him.
Well off the mark by Manny Pacquiao.
Let's see some more head movement.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Manny Pacquiao. He missed with that headshot.
Keep working the body.
Targeting that straight left hand. Reaching the halfway mark of this round, and he's holding. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on.
Uppercut! Uppercut!
Prince is crushed by a big left hand. Good block there by Prince. He goes from damaged goods to defensive goods.
Yeah, because right now he's fighting on...
Oh, he just ate a big uppercut right there. Solid. He goes down. He goes down. It was the uppercut that put him there. So now the question becomes, after that knockdown, and he has gotten up, how does he survive?
So this is where instincts kick in. You got to start moving that head automatically right now. You don't want to stay in the middle.
And he just holds on there. Nice block by Manny Pacquiao. Final 10 seconds. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind him how he got there, because a lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just the punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
Not able to connect with the uppercut.
Let it go.
Prince is tying up more now after being knocked down.
And that's what you expect. He's trying to buy a little time. He's not worried about winning this round right now. He just wants to get himself right so he can win other rounds. And he can be around for other rounds.
Manny Pacquiao may be a very likable pound-for-pound elite fighter because he does have some flaws. He does have some weaknesses, Teddy.
Yeah, he could be a little over-aggressive in spots, and maybe a guy like Mayweather could take advantage of that. You know, put your radar on. You know, catch the incoming as it's coming in, pick it up on the radar screen, pot shot him a little bit when he comes in, take advantage of some of that aggression. And you'd like to go to the body if you're fighting him, because you want to take a little air out of those tires.
Now hugging on the inside. Halfway through this round here. And here he goes again with the clinching.
There you go.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Prince. Unable to make an impact there by Manny Pacquiao. Blocks that belt line well. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. 10 clicks of the talk. You can almost see it just by the way a fighter sits down on their stool at the end of a round. As we come to the end of this round, you can tell that he's full of confidence and he can't wait to get right back out there and continue doing what he was doing.
Well, you're right. The first thing that I noticed is his back's not leaning against the corner pad. You know, that's a defeated fighter. That's a fighter. He don't want to go back. Something bad happened to him. You know, he's leaning back like that. You have to pick him up from the stool. He's got all his weight forward. He can't wait to get going. You know that he's positive. You know that he had a good round.
Prince's right hand scores well. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Pacquiao's punch is far off the target.
Keep moving.
Good block by Prince. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Prince. Heading into this fight, we talked about what each man can do offensively. What each man wants to do is have varied punches throughout.
Exactly, and what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to be predictable.
Good looking right hand after he got hit.
One, two. One, two.
Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. 90 seconds to go here in this round.
Looking good. He's tired. He's tired. Jump on him. Nice.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Well off the mark by Man. There it is! This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down. So he goes down, but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
That's a good block by Prince.
Still not moving enough. Move, move.
Prince is in it. Oh! Can he beat the count? I don't think so here, Teddy.
Now I know where they got that saying, falling like a sack of potatoes.
Somehow, he's going to continue on here.
And if he's going to stay in this fight, now he's got to avoid his opponent like the Black Plague.
Good flush shot upstairs. Last 10 seconds of round number 3. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot.
That's it, that's it. Okay, relax. Just like that, all right? Another round, just like that. He doesn't like those bodies.
Start of round number 4. Prince is sizzling up those punches thrown stats, but nothing else is working for him. He has not earned a single round on your scorecard.
Well, I don't like the kind of punches he's throwing. He should go to the butcher shop. Cut some fat off those punches.
Good block by Prince.
He's one. Whoop, whoop, got this one. Keep moving. Keep moving. One, two, 1, 2.
Prince's defense is paying off now.
Nice. He's tired. He's tired.
How do you break out of this, Teddy? How do you break out of this mode where you're just thinking defense because you got hurt earlier in the fight?
Well, a good corner. First of all, a corner guy has to tell him, hey, look, are you just trying to survive right here? Because if that's what you're going to do, okay, you may survive, or he may just step it up where you don't even have a chance to survive later. But if you want to win this fight, you have to get a hold of yourself, you have to listen to me, and you have to find a way to create offense again.
Not able to land the headshot.
1, 2. 1, 2. Beat him in a punch.
Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Teddy, sometimes with Pacquiao, when you watch him fight, you'll notice that he really jumps in and lunges. But as he does, he's throwing 2, 3, 4 punches at a time.
Yeah, well, he doesn't mind taking chances. And he's either going to burn you or you're going to burn him. But he has the speed, for the most part, to get away with it.
Good job.
10 seconds to go in the 4th.
Oh, you got this one.
Shorten your punches up. We came here to work. Venimos a trabajar. You got that? Let's go to work. All right, Ace.
Back underway here to live fight action. Tough fight to score. Very, very even, closely contested bout throughout. Prince is hit by a big left hand.
Double up on your punches. Do that again.
You can just tell that he's lacking that jab there. He just hasn't committed to throwing it at all.
I mean, that's the most basic thing in the world, is to use that jab. That jab does so many things for you. Keeps the guy defensive, and obviously it sets up your offense.
Manny Pacquiao's rocked by a big shot there. What a wild round, as both men have been affected.
Let's do it. That's it, just like that.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs.
Nice work, nice work.
Still plenty of time to work here in round number 5. Minute and a half to go.
Keep moving, keep moving. Head and body, head and body.
I can imagine throughout your career you've been all over a lot of fighters for lack of movement.
Yeah, it's very, very frustrating because you start to wonder, does he want to win the fight? That's what you start to wonder.
Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds.
Come on. Let's go, hit him.
And round 5 comes to an end. Pacquiao's, well, he's back in the corner, which is critical in terms of trying to stop the bleeding on that cut. But it's also critical because they need to put forth a new defensive game plan.
Yeah, they have to make sure that they buy some time here and start moving their head, using their legs, tying up a little bit, doing anything to kill the clock and not get caught on that cut anymore.
Well, he ties up there.
Come on, keep focused. Nice. Relax, relax. Shot, shot. Still not moving enough. Move, muévate.
He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect.
Keep doing what you're doing.
You see him holding on. Pacquiao's making me wonder if his legs are really underneath him. Now, he was stunned earlier in this fight, but the non-stop clinching, it's revealing a lot.
Yeah, it is revealing a lot. He's not right. He's hurt a little bit, but he could turn it around for an opportunity for himself because he could grab inside and then let go and then all of a sudden sneak, bang, 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 and then grab again. He can find the little opportunity if he can think about that.
Reaching the halfway point of round number 6.
Keep moving! Keep moving! Back to the body!
And just grabbing onto his opponent. Well, his opponent got away from that uppercut.
One, two, 1, 2.
Pacquiao's making this so that it's becoming a very frustrating night for his opponent. I mean, when your defense is that sharp. It can just drive your opponent crazy.
Yeah, it can. First of all, it can start to break down. You know, we always look at the physical things in life and anything. You know, you're pounding a guy and you're going to break the guy down. Hey, if you're just smart, you're slick like this guy, and you're making a guy miss, you start to break him down. He's breaking the guy down that way.
We come to the end of this round, and for this fighter, I think that's a good thing, because I was looking at him there, Teddy, and it looked like he was breathing in and out of his mouth for most of that round.
Yeah, and that's a bad sign. That means that the gas tank is a little low. He's low on petrol.
And that round is underway, and we are halfway through the scheduled slate. Well, that was his intention, and that's what he's doing, not engaging in the fight, but clinching. Takes one to give one. Uppercut in return.
Move your head. Muévete la cabeza.
He gets to him with an uppercut. Oh, man, he's in rough shape after absorbing that blow.
Unload! Protect yourself!
Threw the straight right hand, but didn't score with it.
That's what I want to see.
Hey, you got some of that too. Let's go.
Punch! Punch!
Manny Pacquiao's missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. Boy, some of the old school guys would really appreciate this, wouldn't they, Teddy? Just great upper body movement, so elusive up top.
Yeah, this is an example like they used to say in the old days. He stands right in front of you, and you can't hit him in the backside with a handful of buckshot.
And he ties up on the inside. Pacquiao showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch.
Taking too many punches. Hands up! Keep working the jab. Good, good.
He clinches when he gets to the inside. And he decides to tie up again.
Still not moving enough. Move,
Coming towards the end of the 7th round, 10 seconds to go. And this round comes to an end.
Deep breath, deep breath. Holy shit, you are in control of this fight, man.
Keep your hands up. Don't worry now. I just need you to focus. Keep your hands up.
This is just a bad outing here. Prince has got to get himself back in this fight. I don't know that he can, Teddy. He looks so tired and he's fading.
Yeah, Yogi Berra used to say it ain't over till it's over. Well, in boxing, it's over when you think it's over. He thinks it's over.
You know, Pacquiao has improved through the years as a defensive fighter. He's got great speed and movement, but also much more sound defensively. Trying to go downstairs, but off target.
Left and right. Left and right.
Nice. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's throwing lots of punches and not many are landing, but what's that old saying? Hey, you put enough out there, something's gonna stick.
Well, at least he's controlling the rhythm. He's keeping control of the pace right now, and at least when you're throwing, your opponent, for the most part, he's being handcuffed a little bit.
The halfway point of round number 8.
One, two. 1, 2. Hey, keep your feet moving.
Good smooth work by Prince. That's classic counterpunching.
Yeah, what he did was he pulled that right shoulder back. You know, he just pulled it back, gave him the left shoulder, and then gave him the right hand.
Beat him to the punch. Double up on your punches.
Prince is swinging and missing like he's at bat right there. That punch was nowhere near his opponent. Good, solid right hand lands. What a difference from corner to corner. As he sits on his stool, he knows that he is in complete control of this fight, peppering his opponent with power shots.
Well, it's been like that all night long. Anything he throws finds a target.
Well, early on in this round, you can just tell that he's rejuvenated. And he engages in the clinch.
Work the body.
If there was a baseball umpire around, he'd call that a strikeout by Manny Pacquiao.
That's it, just like that.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot.
Nice work, nice work. Go, go, go. Hey, gotta see that come in. Let's go. Keep moving, keep moving.
Halfway through the 9th round. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Really frustrating his opponent now. Manny Pacquiao's so defensively sound, it doesn't make for an easy target.
No, it doesn't, and it makes for a very frustrating night for his opponent. I see his opponent now, if you notice, he's getting a little tentative. He's afraid to let the punches go because when he misses, he's worried he's going to leave an opening.
He just missed that shot up top. Well, supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hugging.
Defense, more defense.
last 10 seconds of the 9th round.
Looking good.
The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation.
You have
Like
to take some risks.
going the
Let it all
decision,
out.
as you
Let
just
it all
touched
out.
on, has not been in their minds at
You
all.
don't have a lot of rounds left, okay? I know you got that power to knock him out. You got this.
And now they start round number 10. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
You're not focusing. Nice.
He missed with that headshot.
Keep working the body. Keep doing what you're doing.
Pacquiao's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. Prince is dazed after that punch.
Back to the body.
And we've reached the halfway point of round 10.
1, 2.
He took a go of it to the body, but came up empty. Good way to protect the midsection. Not much action as he just ties up. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head.
Finish with a hook. Jump on him.
And now just
Nice.
wasting everybody's time holding on.
Still not moving enough. Move, muévate.
Really wanted that uppercut, but just couldn't get it.
Jab.
Good counter punch. I loved how he moved off to the side and landed it.
Yeah, that's real smart. That's something that you teach in the gym, and you love when you see it executed.
And that's the end of round 10.
Deep breath. Get some water.
Prince's corner gave him some sound advice just before this 11th round. Look at Teddy's scorecard. You see he's not trailing by much, but they told him, you have to have more energy. You got to put forth better effort here.
I think this comes down to, do you want to have more energy? It really comes down to that in everything in life sometimes.
Big shot. That was a big shot that floored him, and it's a big shot that may end him right here.
That looked like the great pitcher, Great Maddox, his sinker ball. Boy, it went down quick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's over. The fight is over. Prince's night has ended early here. Unable to go the distance, he couldn't rise up and beat the count. It's late in the fight, and it looked like we were going to get a decision out of this. Pacquiao's power makes it a knockout.
Reminiscent of some of the great late knockout fights in the history of this sport.
Thanks for being with us, everybody. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.